This episode of Speakers of Hydaelyn is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our supreme and master speakers, Circa Barakeel, Remy Asalia, Saray Cypher, Omeji Cat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Arcadia Lunashine, Nina Grimstarter, Casey Schaefer, Dimos, Sisirafu Lilirafu, Lily Black, Hans Grenade, Sapa Chakwatol, Asuta Starbreeze, Faris Gentoru, Cletus Oreo, Quick Levin, Sayuri Snowfall, Lucalian Atrell, Stella Bell, Cirrus, Icy Lee, Luria Rain, Pamela Isley, Umbral Wind, Naive Arano, Celeste Raskris, Elenriel Maximus, Edwin, Bob CC, Fabs and Voidworm, Raimi Maverick, Code Red No, Mira Miri, Winebow Brood, Bay Barbalay, Kaisa Regina, Uzora Akari, AJ Brainswordson, and Suno Shikano. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV. Thank you. Every time they say mid to late month, it is almost always late, and they go for the latest they can get.
What bad news do you think there is then?
Further delays on all the other future patches, because the chain has been pushed so far back because of the situation. All patches are now indefinitely late. They're all delayed. They will all be like a month extra. Is it like because Yoshi P doesn't want to like present like shitty news? It's like, oh, we're so sorry. First of all, patch will be out the first week of August. August. Mm. Good evening, Aorcians. Welcome to Speakers of Hydaelyn episode 202. I'm still not used to the fact that we're with past 200. I'm Lakeel Bravestone, and I am joined today by Georgi Wiston. That feels wrong. It's just us again. It's just gonna be us for the next. Well, we have a date actually for when Rolla comes back. Probably after the 14th, hopefully.
14th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when our boy will be back. So one more episode without Rollo, and then hopefully he will be back. Welcome to episode 202. It is July 4th, so happy 4th of July to all our American viewers, if you're watching live. Today we are going to talk about letter from the producer. Well, I need to be correct, because I think when we read the letter from the producer last time, we just called it 13. Because there's a typo both in the show notes, on the overlay, and then, of course, following that, on the thumbnail and title of the YouTube episode. But it is 50... No, wait. LXIV? What is that?
64.
64. Letter from the producer.
Very prescient number for me. Very unlucky number for everyone else.
Yeah. We'll talk about it when we get to it. We'll also take a look at the new 14 online store. Rest in peace, Bent Over Moogle. And we will be reading your MogMail. SpeakersXIV.com/MogMail. Remember to send us MogMail. That's what we're going to live on off of in the coming days. So please send MogMail. Stay tuned for the post show. We'll be answering questions from the Syndicate. The same thing goes for that, patrons. Assist, please, by submitting questions from the Syndicate. It will reopen on Monday. The channel, so make sure you I will remember it now, because now we actually really need it. Yes, so what have we done this week in 14? Georgi, what have you done?
I mean, come back to me next week and maybe I'll have done my Gunbreaker quest.
Yay! How exciting! How exciting! We'll check in next week to see if Georgi has done the Gunbreaker job quests. I have leveled Dragoon and Dark Knight.
Good job.
Haven't done any of the job quests for Dark Knight, I'm now realizing. So tune in next week. You'll hear if I have done the Dark Knight job quest as well. How exciting!
Wait, what? The job quest? You did the Stormblood one, surely?
Yeah, but I'm 75. Oh wait, shit! I'm
Remember,
past
there's only
70.
one. Yeah.
Stay tuned next week to see if I've made it to level 80.
Yeah.
I don't think I will be level 80.
Only one job quest for each job. For
That's true.
Shadowbringers. The only reason Gunbreaker has job quests for me to do is because it's a new job.
I don't think I've done the... Do you get an initial job quest, though? That's Stormblood? Or is it not? I can't remember anymore.
No.
Oh, all right.
Oh, for Stormblood?
No, sorry. I mean Shadowbringers.
No, there's only the end one.
Okay. Well, exciting. Roulettes and leveling. That's what we're doing now. I want... that would be an interesting topic for next week's MogMail. Like letting us know what you're doing in game right now to what are you doing in 14 right now? Because I need some tips. Because I don't know what else to do right now. So, right. Let's jump into recent events. All right. Well, recent events. We did it. We made it. We have some interesting news. And of course, we have to start with some more COVID-19 updates. We have a new follow-up regarding the temporary closure of customer support. This one arrived yesterday, July 3rd. We are pleased to report, this is posted, by the way, on the Lodestone. We are pleased to report that the Support Center live chat service will be available starting Monday, July 6th at 9 a.m. PDT. Live chat support will be available Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. PDT. Our next focus is on restoring the Support Center phone support. So you can now, the support that is now available is Support Center email correspondence, in-game support desk correspondence, in-game game master contacts, and Support Center live chat, which they just now opened. They opened the GM service last week. Please note that while we will be closely monitoring the stability of the chat service, there may be intermittent issues as our staff continues to work remotely. There you go. So you can chat with the Square Enix crew.
It should be noted this is in America. This is the
North America.
American fan base.
Yes. There you go. Cool. Very cool. Now let's talk about the loss. What?
Cool is a relative term.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just trying to be positive. I mean, it is opening up. There's more support. Yeah, more support.
Yay.
Let's talk about the loss of the butthole, known as Mog Station. It was kind of surprising when they announced it. I mean, it had to happen eventually because Mog Station was... Yes, because the Mog Station was incredibly difficult to find if you were you had to know that you were looking for the Mog Station. You had to log in to view all the shit. And also their logo was a bent over Moogle with a gaping red butthole.
That's not what they were going for, but everyone saw. I don't know if they didn't change it. I just feel as if they're so... I mean, I'm happy they did.
Yeah.
But I just feel as if, That's what I expected at this point.
Yeah, it was not something I expected either, but it was yeah. MogStation does still exist, by the way. If you I think that's just used for account management now, like to put I think so, because I logged in recently there, and it had because again. Have I explained this on the podcast, or is it just streams with my debit card
I think you've only explained this on
adventures?
streams.
So okay. Well, quick summary. I have two. Also, I have to say this for the audio listeners because I have to explain something. So I have two debit cards, right? Both of them expired with like a few weeks in between them. And you know when your debit card expires, or credit card, well, they're both debit cards, they you need to like put in new information in all of your subscription services, etc. Our audio podcast host had obviously one of those old debit cards tied to them, and also using an email, because this is a very old account that I don't really check that often. So I never got the warning that told me that my card is expiring. So they cut the service, like they canceled the account, which has bigger consequences that you might think, because not only would all the episodes that I'd queued up not post, but the entire library became unavailable. so I it would still let me log in. So I logged in and I looked at because it shows you the graph about, like, you know, how many listeners you've had. And for the first time, it was completely flatlined. And I thought, what the fuck is happening? Because people kept telling me on Twitter, like, I can't listen to any episodes. And I'm like, what? So I'm very sorry. Once again, audio listeners, I am sorry. I have updated the email, so I will get warnings now and notifications. Yeah, there you go. That's why I got to the MogStation, because I also had to update my information for my subscription.
Because otherwise, you go through very unfun experiences with Square Enix support, which I'm sure would only be incredibly more unfun under current circumstances.
Yes.
Also, I have to say, kind of glad this happened to you, because my debit card expires this month. So
you
now
know,
I'm on top
of it. Yeah. Always make sure you check when your card expires. All right. Well. Anyways, the online store. It is a complete refresh of what we used to know as the MogStation. We'll look at it briefly, but I'll read the official statement on the lodestone. The Final Fantasy XIV online store offers all of the optional items previously available on the MogStation and comes with a new user-friendly design. In addition,
not wrong.
No, that's true. In addition to a fresh coat of paint, let's see. Hold on, 1 second. Oh God, I have clicked. Sorry, we're gonna look at it, but I'm like all over the place right now. Okay, sorry, I pressed the button. Okay, sorry. In addition to a fresh coat of paint, the following improvements have been made. You can now view the item pages without logging into your Square Enix account first. Big plus. That's good.
Thank goodness for that.
Especially for someone who's still clinging on to this shit, and I have to press it really, really hard for like 10 seconds to get a code.
I thought you onto your Shadowbringers one.
No. It is still working, but as I've said before, the fucking label is detaching because I'm pressing it so hard. You can see like circle. So
okay, focus.
Yeah, wow, that was really fast for that camera.
I know.
Categories have been reorganized to make it easier to find what you're looking for. That's also nice. And filters have been added to help you browse. And then when viewing on a smartphone, the layout is optimized for easier navigation. I don't know what crazy.
What the yeah.
Yeah, on mobile, the MogStation must have been a nightmare. Who would? That's like, why don't do that to yourself? You can now though. It's optimized.
I will say, boring name.
That's true. Yeah, it's a very generic name. Final Fantasy 14
Probably
online
much
store.
easier to search for. Good at ESO.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna have to. I don't know how long it takes for people to come back after that. So let's just give it a little more dead air as everyone. Welcome back in, everyone. Welcome back in. We still have a few scene transitions left in this show, so this is not going to be the first time we crash tonight. Probably, I am fuming inside, but what?
Show off show it off on your tablet, old man.
There it is. Very
That's
pretty.
tablet.
There it is. Love that.
Look at it. Look at how nice it is.
Yeah.
Look at all the people on the banner that are wearing Mog Station outfits.
All right. Let's move on to the main story. Thankfully, we have no transition for main stories. Here's one. Woo! Letter from the producer, 64.
Yeah, that's good.
This is where I should play like a black and white. I thought about it, but it's not. It's too sad. But last week, I may have cursed us. I said
May have.
It was a
Definitely.
joke. I was joking because surely it couldn't be that bad. And then it was. I jokingly said that, well, first of all, I was right about what the nature of the live letter was. It was to get all the bad news out of the way so that during the live letter, YoshiP can just give us all the good news. But he also said something that I jokingly said, the patch is going to be delayed until August. I think I said first week of August. So actually, you can't blame me because I said first week of August. Technically, this is on the second week of August. August 11th is the date for 5.3. Explains.
Chat brings.
What? Go on.
Yeah, chat brings up a point I was going to point out as well. That it'll be exactly 6 months between patches 5.2 and 5.3.
Yes. I was also right about the fact that all the other patches have now been moved back as well. So it's good. It's all good.
I always
agree
with you on that point. I always thought there was no way they were going to
They'll never catch up.
If they were to try and catch up, it would have just resulted in like worse patches overall.
Yeah. I will read the letter from the producer and then we'll discuss everything. Letter from the producer, 64, July 1st, 2020. Should have like ominous music playing, but right now I'm not going to touch anything. Hello everyone. This is producer and director Naoki Yoshida. First, I would like to apologize again to all our players for the delay of patch 5.3 Reflections in Crystal, which was originally scheduled to release June 16th. Although our development and operations teams as well as QA testing have experienced a number of setbacks due to the novel coronavirus COVID-19, I am pleased to inform you that our development production is back on course, and we've settled on a new patch release schedule. As of now, patch 5.3 Reflections in Crystal is scheduled to release on Tuesday, August 11th, 2020.
Do you like that part where it says "as of now"?
Yeah, because it's giving us that final this can still change, still subject to change. We did everything we could to try and release this update at some point by the end of July, but in the end, we determined more time was needed to thoroughly test and debug the next Alliance raid of Yorha Dark Apocalypse and the new large-scale encounters of the Resistance weapons content. This matter was complicated by the fact that, due to the size of our QA teams and the nature of the testing required of them, working in the office could not be avoided. Preparing a working environment in the office that adhered to social distancing guidelines and regulations required more time, resulting in this 2-month delay. Though it cost us roughly 2 months, our primarily home-based work system, primarily home-based work system is now securely established, and we plan to return to our regular release schedule of roughly every 3.5 months after patch 5.3. Unfortunately, there is no way for us to ever completely recover from this 2-month delay. Were we to try and accelerate our schedule from patch 5.4 onwards, it would only result in cutting content and sacrificing the quality of our work. And given the serialized nature of Final Fantasy XIV's story, it is important that we keep to our original roadmap in terms of number and quality of major patches. But rather than think of this as a loss, I consider it a great accomplishment, as our staff can now work safely and efficiently both at home or at the office. What's more, I believe we can make up for this delay with the quality of future patches and our coming expansion. While we're on the subject of future patches, perhaps you'd care for a glimpse of what we're working on. So they're showing a picture of a tank. I'm going to have to show it through my laptop afterwards, but we'll get to it. You can expect to see plenty more this month, as we'll be releasing interviews and updates to the 5.3 special site, as well as another letter from the Producer LXIV scheduled for Wednesday, July 22nd. There's only a month to go before the release of patch 5.3, so I hope... There's only a month. Sorry. Yes. So I hope you can hold on just a little while longer. I'd like to take this moment to thank you all again for waiting so patiently, and for your words of encouragement. I would also like to express my sincerest respect for our development and operations teams and QA staff who have done their utmost to continue production while transitioning to this new work environment. I couldn't ask for a better team. And with that, I'll be returning to work on checking patch 5.3. I'll see you all in the next letter from the Producer LXIV. Now, before we say anything else, let me just preface this by saying I understand why it's delayed. There are worse things in the world than 14 being delayed, but we are a 14 podcast, so we're going to tackle the issue with the delay, okay? So let's just calm down. We understand what's happening, and I am glad that they have found a way to stay safe during this. But it is still shit. I think we can say that it's shit. Okay, well, where to begin? August 11th. Let's just start with the patch, the actual patch date. It makes sense now that I think about this letter makes sense now, because we were struggling in the previous episode to understand why there was a letter and then a live letter. We know now. They'll do the live letter on July 22nd. Yes. Yes. Yeah, Wednesday. So July 22nd.
Ooh.
So that's good for us, actually. We talked about this before going live. So that's like one episode, and then the next episode will be post letter from the Producer LXIV. So that's good. It's not good. It's actually sad. Yeah, go on.
I will say that a curious thing about the patch being delayed as much as it has been is that the art book will release before the patch, when it was originally going to be the other way around. So it is possible that the art book will contain spoilers for what is in 5.3.
Do you think maybe they'll hold the art book, like they won't send them out? I wonder if they have that power, because they sell it on Amazon and shit. So I don't know. Yeah,
I feel as if some of them are already in the hands of like distributors.
That's possible. Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare to stop or like hold. So yeah, because that's like spoilers. It's just full of spoilers, probably. Because the art book for the previous, which one was it again? There was one that had that was released like right after a patch that had all the spoilers for said patch. Now I can't remember which art book that was.
I would want to say it was the Tsukiyomi, the 4.3 patch.
Right,
Tsukiyomi.
right. I think it was that one as well. Yeah. So they might have done something like that. If they've done that, oh boy, are we in trouble? Okay. Let's. Yeah. August 11th, we have officially. Well, we entered this territory a long time ago, but we are now officially on the longest patch drought in 14 history. 6 months, everyone. He shows a picture of this tank, and I'm just gonna have to do this because if I try to load anything up right now, it's gonna crash. Here's the tank. It is well, a tank. It has a picture in the top left of it shooting like an arrowman. But that's yeah, that's about it. What do you think? So the
theories I've seen, yeah. So the theory I've most often seen is that it's some kind of dwarven tank, and I feel as if it's a dwarven tank inspired by what they've found in the Yorha raid.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
But could also just be part of the Beast Tribe quest.
It could. Are we getting a new Beast Tribe?
Yeah, we are. We're getting the dwarves. Sorry, tribe quest.
You know what? This is the worst part about this delay, is that all the news that we had before, they feel so faint and far away that I feel like that patch happened and we are talking about the next patch. Like, I am on like 4.4 in my mind.
I mean, we probably would be closer to it.
Yeah, we would. Yes, of course, we haven't gotten the dwarves yet. So this could be, yeah, this could be a dwarf mount. Do you think this is a mount?
Oh yeah, it could be a mount. It's
That's a lot for a mount. That's a big mount.
Well, you wouldn't see any of the internals on the mount, but I would say it is also. If this is how it is designed, it'd be a strange mount because the chair is quite low down.
Yeah.
You would not be able to see your character.
No. It could just be.
Chair is also very, very small.
Yeah, yeah. What if it's just like Lalafels only? It's a Lalafell exclusive.
I wouldn't be mad about that, but I feel that there would be people that would be mad.
I would never use this mount, so I don't care. But
you don't think it's very highly lore appropriate and nice and also fitting with every other mount in the game?
I've also said that I don't really like big, like overly massive mounts, and this is too big if it is a mount.
Hey, imagine if it's like the size of the Whisper Go mount.
You mean it like that small? That would be quite funny. No, I think this is probably, seeing as it's got like detailed interiors and shit. I wonder if it is like an action just used in cutscenes and like the event.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that there is a very famous tank in Nier from the little that we know of Nier. So this is probably based on that, I think.
I mean, we know there's a very famous tank in Nier because we fought some of them.
Yeah. So this could be Nier related. It also looks like I don't know. Well, it looks. See, it's got diagrams and shit. So it is being these are like blueprints for the tank.
Yeah. It's got too many vents for me, exhaust pipes for me to think that it's Garlean.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It looks too inefficient.
Yeah. This looks like it runs off like. I don't know if this runs off. What do we have? Ceruleum.
Ceruleum.
Yeah.
Do we know if they have ceruleum on the first?
Haven't heard any of
What are
that.
their fuel? What are their fuel sources on the first?
Diesel. Yeah, diesel. They use diesel.
So this wouldn't be good for Rollo
Rollo
then.
would hate it there. He would hate it there.
Mm,
Which is also, it kind of looks like it runs stuff like petrol or something like this, like
yeah,
with the exhaust. So again, pointing to the near universe.
they use
Um,
Talos energy. Talos energy is just magic.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true though. They do use Talos energy, which is very, again, I will say, incredibly inefficient use of power. Like, what the? You've added like a second step. What is that?
Don't
Um,
you like seeing them just push things around?
oh, it's interesting. Um, yeah, it could be. Well, if it is just the near rate, it could also be a mount that you get after. Like you can get this mount from the quest, maybe. If it is, I feel like it. Wouldn't they like make a mount? This is the perfect mount material, in my opinion. But it's also a horrifyingly large too much for a mount, in my
Mm.
opinion, as well. Yeah.
It doesn't look bigger than the car. I mean, it looks taller than the car, but not longer.
Yeah, that's true. Don't want to see people driving around Lenosha in that.
Oh, I do. I want to see them flying through the air in it, because we will be seeing
Oh
them fly
god,
through
they
the
can
air in it.
fly as well, of course. Well, I have to give up on that. I have to stop like trying.
That'll be such.
Yeah, go on.
What a visual! Like we've already talked about how new players to this game will see people like driving around in cars as
Yeah.
they travel through their first experiences of Lenosha or the Black Shroud.
Yeah.
Now they'll see those cars flying through the air above them as they what a different experience from what we first had.
Yeah. God, when I first played, it was just Chocobos and the Garlean Magitech mounts for the people that had reached endgame. And that was it.
And
Uh
Gooboo's.
Oh, and Gubus from the legacy players. And all three of those were lore appropriate, and all of course the two variations of Chocobo, Company and Legacy. Yeah, those were the days, says the old boomer. But yeah, it is interesting because we are
33 years old now.
those. That's a lie, but all right. Just know that I know when you turn 30, and I will not let you forget that you've turned 30 the moment it happens, Georgi.
When do I turn 30?
Do you want me to say that now so that everyone can do it?
I mean, it's not secret, but it's fine.
Well, it'll be September something. Is it? Oh, I want to say 14th or 12th or 10th. I'm very bad at dates.
Well, I was more asking what year.
Yeah. 2 years from now? Am I right?
Probably.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's talk about the large-scale encounters of the resistance weapon content.
Just also, let me clarify. I am not 30 either. All right? All right. Let's where are we going? What were you saying?
I want to talk about the large-scale encounters of the resistant weapon content. It's so vague.
Yes, the possible Eureka instance. Yeah, I want that now. I just want something. I want something to do.
I'm trying. Did they use large-scale encounters in reference to Eureka? I can't remember if they used that exact terminology or something different.
I feel like they did large scale, or did they? I can't remember anymore. I feel like they used similar wording. I feel like this is them just describing Eureka. And also they have told us that we're getting a Eureka that is also not Eureka, like Eureka Plus.
Well, supposedly they seem to suggest that you'll have logograms from the start in whatever this version. Well, that's what they've suggested in the past.
Mm-hmm.
That they wanted you to start off with logograms
Yep.
because they were the things that made Eureka fun, and they were not accessible for true aspects of it.
Mm. I don't know where it's. Well, we know where it's going to take place. It's going to be the Boston Citadel area, probably.
They called it the
But
Boston Southern Front.
yes, Southern Front was what it was. Yeah. So it's we know where it is. That's about it. That's about all we know, though, and the fact that it's larger scale instance.
What do you think it's going to look like, and what do you want it to look like?
Well, I quite liked the Hydaelyn model of Eureka, where everything was very. It's hard to describe it. It was everything they have learned from Animos, Pagos, Pyros, and then they made it as good as perfect as possible for Hydaelyn, with like an endgame dungeon at the end. If they can make that endgame dungeon a little more accessible, maybe have multiple, like have more instances like that you can enter. Because remember they talked about like open world dungeons with Eureka, and then we only got one. Yeah.
I would also suggest they make it much more easy to cooperate and collaborate on clearing it, rather than hoping you all get into the same instance.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, and I also would like actual open world dungeons, not the Hydaelyn model where you have to like.
I think that's very hopeful. I think that's
but
highly unlikely in our instance-based game.
It's weird though, because open world dungeons would be very easy to make, because you just make sure that shit spawns in there, and well, it's basically just the overworld now that I think about it. But you would need some sort of trigger for for loot and stuff to drop, I guess.
I feel as if you're just talking about like fates. Like it sounds like your description of like what you're describing sounds like the Hive series of fates.
Yes, but with more of an experience other than just like we're in this area killing mobs until the bar fills up, and then that's that. Yeah.
Can you describe what you mean?
Well, it's kind of what you described actually, but a more advanced version of that, where it's like you have to progress through parts of the dungeon, like with the bar. Imagine the bar from South Shroud, and then having phases, but you don't need phases. It'll all be just. I'm just going to use the fate system because that's what they use, and then you have to breach. So for the dungeon to even begin, you have to finish the first fate to get inside. That's when the dungeon opens. And then everyone can join. There are no prerequisites. You don't need to hold like a big orb of dungeon to enter. You can just join. You can just go in there. And then the same sort of thing happens where you have to there are checkpoints that you need to like fill in. Like everyone has to work together to fill to move on to the next part. And then at the end of the dungeon, there's a boss. That's an open world dungeon.
It just sounds like a fate chain. But
yes, but yes, it is a fate chain because that's what we have in the game right now. But you can do more with a fate chain. You don't have to have like things can happen within the area of the fate.
Yeah, no.
Things can open and doors can close. Yeah.
Doors can close.
Yeah. I'm sure there is a way for them to put. Yeah, they can, because they do that in the Red Belly fate in South Shroud.
You don't reclose.
No, but if you can open, you can close. I'm pretty sure the technology is there for them to close a door. Even if even if you haven't seen it, it can still be done. It just they haven't done this before.
I agree with you. I'm just like trying to think of how this can work gameplay wise, because I don't know if they necessarily want to lock people in.
They won't lock people in. They'll. I'm sure there will be like a way for them. Well, how does that work in the Red Belly? How does that work in South Shroud then? Because it does reclose if it fails. Oh, you know what they have? They've made an escape route, so you can escape
Yeah, you
through a
can
normal.
climb back out.
So they would have to do that. They would have like a hole and then a staircase from one of the rooms that you can exit, I guess. So you could exit. That's something you would have to do with all open world dungeons. You would have to have an exit. That's an idea.
I can imagine it. I would like to. I'm wondering. It's imaginable. I'm just trying to.
It's just an advanced fate. It's just a very advanced fate, which I would much prefer because I'm very, fates are very basic.
Most of them are, yeah. I would very much like to see fate chains in general in whatever this Bosnian Southern Front is.
Yeah, they had fate chains in Eureka.
Did they?
Yeah, they had a few. And also you used, if you, again, you would have to finish certain fates to trigger an NM. I keep calling them fates. They were all NMs. But like to get all the big bosses.
They were NMs.
Pazuzu.
They were NMs triggered by other NMs?
Yes,
Pazuzu. I thought those were just I thought those were just triggered by killing
enemies. Oh, sorry, enemies. I keep saying I haven't been in Eureka in like a year, so it's.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think there were any fate chains. It was just.
It's kind of the same thing triggers. Though. They just.
It's kind of less interesting than what you're describing.
Yeah. I just don't like. I still hold the opinion that fates are boring. I'm sorry. That has always been my stance on fates. It became a cop out after a while.
I think they can do fates that are interesting. It's just they don't most of the time.
Exactly, like I described. They could have done more with it. Also, they could have done more with leaves, but they won't. They won't do it.
Like I think most of the fate chains, except the one in Lakeland in Shadowbringers, are pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think the problem I have with the one in Lakeland is it's too confusing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the unique reverse escort fate in the peaks as well. Why did they make some unique symbols for it?
Oh, that one. Yeah. They gave up on that. They give up on all the cool fates.
I don't know if they gave up on it. I just think they forgot about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But when I said, what do you imagine for this, I kind of was talking about visually.
Oh, I have no idea. Big fat hole.
Because I'm worried it's going to look like a desert.
My
and I don't
nickname
really
in high
want
school.
it to be a...
What?
I'm kind of worried that it will just end up being a giant desert. And I don't want that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't, because I can't really imagine it. Well, we've seen what Bosnia used to look like.
And it looks like Rabanastre.
Yes, very, very big Rabanastre. I don't know. I don't know what to expect in terms of visuals other than wasteland. And I'm assuming a lot of reconstruction because they're reconstructing shit, I guess.
I mean, it's a front, so it's more like a battlefield.
Yeah, but but they haven't really started the war yet, have they? They're preparing, aren't they? I'm assuming they're preparing for it.
I don't know.
The resistance is, well, they've been going for a while, but we can't talk about lore right now because everything has been it's been so long I can't remember shit. Like I thought I've been starting to think 1.0 shit is relevant shit in the game. That's how bad things have gotten. But okay. 1 more month, everyone. 1 more month. I am dreading what we're about to do though, because we're about to do MogMail, and I feel like we're gonna crash again. This is
gonna be fun.
So let's see what happens. Oh, hold on. Oh, the gods have mercy?
Hmm.
Okay, well, let's just roll with it, I guess. This one's from Fleury Serrano from Kujata. Hello, speakers. So for the ending for Hydaelyn Zodiark, I've got an idea. It's going to be Hydaelyn versus Zodiark, but using but using the Warrior of Light and Xenos as their vessels, or maybe new hearts. The Warrior of Light finally defeats Xenos slash Zodiark, but because Zodiark is gone now, Hydaelyn becomes overpowered and lost control. Then the final battle will be our friends, the Trust NPCs, versus Hydaelyn to save the Warrior of Light. The battle will be a trial with trusts like Varys's, and we can choose which one we're going to play as. I think it's cool to see our friends turn to save the Warrior of Light from the berserked Hydaelyn. What is your opinions? Thank you. Let's see if we can switch back though. This is the big test. This is the biggest test so far. Reinstall, maybe fix, maybe fix. Okay, thank you, Flurry.
I mean, is it really fixed? Because you don't have. You don't have the stream preview, do you?
I do now.
Oh, you do.
It came back when I started the MogMail thing, so I think we're good. I should have done this earlier, but okay. Right. The ending of the Zodiark Hydaelyn story arc. Hydaelyn versus Zodiark using the Warrior of Light and Xenos. So we will be Hydaelyn, and Xenos will be Zodiark.
So I've long feared that this is what's going to happen.
I am worried that this is my biggest fear as well, is that Xenos is going to end up being like the big bad at the end of the story.
I strongly think that they are trying to send us down a path where Zodiark and Xenos will be the one thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that may be related to the Asahi looking Asian that is assisting Xenos right now.
Yeah.
Isn't that great that they're bringing back everything that the people hate?
Maybe it's like them going, they looked at the feedback and they're like, people really hate these characters. They're gonna like them. We're gonna bring them back and give them a second chance.
Here's the thing, Japan loves Xenos.
I know. It's so weird because he stopped being good when he was brought back. I thought he was okay. He was okay. He was tolerable during Stormblood.
Yeah, I will go that far.
Yeah.
He was tolerable during Stormblood, but I would definitely not say he was good during
Stormblood. No, not good. I won't be like Mela and say that he was like one of the best up until he died. But so people like Xenos because he thick.
He's not though.
But other than that, there is no redeeming qualities. If he had a fat cake, that would be something at least. Other than that, he looks like a walking corpse, has no like personality other than I want to kill shit. He is not a good, he's not good.
He's not good. I don't disagree. His hair is very interesting in our game.
Paper.
But I do think he's very creepy looking. I don't personally get the appeal of him.
We have so many other good characters, and they got rid of Emmett Selk, which is perhaps one of the best villains this game has ever had. And then they bring back Mr. One Note, the guy who has. I'm so upset if he turns out to be like some sort of vessel for Zodiark. That'll be the worst thing they can do. And I know this is going to come back in black and white a month from now when it is revealed that he is in fact the vessel for Zodiark, and I'm going to be sad.
Chat brings up a good point. The appeal of him, one of the strengths of Emmett Selk is that he leaves at a point before it gets overwhelming.
Emmett Selk?
Unfortunately,
yeah, that's the good part. He was killed at the right time, while Xenos, which died way too late, even in Stormblood, was brought back to haunt us for fucking ever, and now is he going to be like some sort of Zodiark helper minion vessel? That means we're going to have to suffer through Xenos throughout the entirety of Shadowbringers, which means he survived through 2 expansions. Ugh. Ugh. He doesn't even have the cake that we thought he had.
No, he doesn't. The other lovely thing about Xenos is that he killed a far more interesting character.
Oh, yeah. I am...
Varys? And he's like, Varys's motivations were so much more interesting than Xenos's.
That's such an annoying part as well. Oh, God. That is so annoying. This I am so upset by all of this now. I'm reminded of all the upset. But the Varys was developing. There was something happening, and he killed him before we really got to know what the fuck was happening to him. Because he had this, like, he started talking about, like, the perfect, like the original race or whatever. It was, he turned weird.
Yeah. His sort of opinion was colored by what we understand about the Amoritines.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was weird because it kind of, before that scene, which, by the way, they built up a lot of anticipation. Remember, they showed, like, they showed a preview of the tent before the patch came out. Like, there was going to be some big scene happening here, and you could see, like, the Garlean flag and stuff. And then before that, it sort of felt like he was angry at Emmett Selk, or Solus, that's what we called him back then. He felt like he was kind of switching sides or conflicted about Garlemald. Yeah. There was some really interesting character development happening. And then he fucking just killed him before anything could get resolved. So if there's one person they should have revived, it's Varys. But they're not going to revive Varys because he's not hot.
I mean, he has a very ugly face.
Yeah. But so, in my humble onion, so does Xenos. So,
no, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I will also say Xenos has a much higher resolution face than Varys did.
That's true. That's true. Very high resolution. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna just say it's probably gonna happen because they clearly love Xenos so much that they want him to be the grand. Are they doing this so that people that bought the Xenos statue can get some more bang for their buck? Is that what this is? Because I remember thinking that when they killed Xenos at the end of Stormblood, I was like, weird character to use for your collector's edition statue.
Really? The main villain of Stormblood.
Yeah, but then he just dies. It's kind of like a weird... I think that's why in Shadowbringers, they went for just a generic Warrior of Light. Because with Midgard's armor, with Heaven's Word, the statue was Midgard's armor as a mount. So they were safe there. So they went a different route with just Stormblood.
I don't know if we should be looking to statues as... Like,
no, we shouldn't. We shouldn't.
Because remember, like, this was not a collector's edition statue. But remember that they did make a statue of Ultima.
Yeah, but that is like that's like a... Yeah, didn't come with the game.
I will say, I do think they're going... If we're looking at statues as points of foreshadowing, I do think we're going to see more of Ultima in the Bosnian Southern Front.
Oh, that's probably happening. Yeah. That's true.
Remember, we did get that mosaic that they sort of tried to imply was Hydaelyn at first, but no, it's clearly Ultima. And then they showed us that mosaic, and that was the end. End of the relic story quest for 4.5.25.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I will see Flurry, but yeah, go on.
For the battle that Flurry is proposing, I don't think they're going to make the final battle one where we control a trust NPC.
No, traditionally that's always been party, like real party play, because they would want to have probably an extreme version of that. Oh, you mean Yeah. We always have an extreme version of the final battle. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that the final fight will be against Hydaelyn as trust NPCs. Personally,
No, I can't see that happening. No.
I will say I might be alone on this theory, but I've always thought that once Zodiac is gone, that Hydaelyn would willingly allow herself to be sacrificed.
That's an interesting theory, and I would join you on that if I knew more about Hydaelyn, because I don't know what her
I
true
agree.
intentions are yet.
The reason I feel this way is that they've had so many opportunities to make Hydaelyn seem like a more negative force in the game and in the world,
Yeah.
but almost every time she has made the more heroic decision.
Yeah, because Hydaelyn was created with one purpose in mind, and that was to control or stop Zodiac, or keep him locked up. Once that's done, I guess her mission is complete. So
Yeah,
she could be
because
free to leave.
most of what we've heard that is morally grey about Hydaelyn has come from him itself.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, she has this like weird. Well, I'm a bit. She's shown two sides though, because she's like, I'm weak. Please help. But also, she's not like draining the land. Like, she's not fucking the planet up to keep herself alive. Because I think she could do that in theory, right? Because she lives off ether. She could just drain the planet. But she's not doing that.
Yeah, and she's talked about, at least through Minfilia, how it was never her intention for the first to be flooded by light. And she didn't want that to happen.
Yeah. Well, there was a drain. Actually, remember at the end of, was it Stormblood? That's when ether started to dissipate, but that turned out to be, was that ever resolved? Do we know why that happened? Was that because of the, remember when
I do remember this.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember if we ever got an explanation for it.
Was that ever touched on again? I forgot about that part of the story, actually. Where did that plot point go? I'm sure it was resolved, but we just don't remember.
I know that we sort of reset it in the burn with that device that's in
the Umbral it was the calamity. It was the flood of light that affected the source.
Okay, so it should be reversed now.
Yeah. I believe that rings a bell. I think that is... Black Rose was the fire. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I remember now. It was resolved. Okay. Well, thank you, Flurry. I feel like now's the test. Because now it's been running for a while. And I feel like I see stuttering. That might just be Discord on your end. Like, just Discord's end. Because it's Discord.
Discord. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to click this. We might cut. It's not the end of the episode. We're still here. For now. I'm going to activate the next MogMail. All right? And now we transition. This is either goodbye or hello. It's an hello. From Babe Barbalay. Behemoth. Hello, speakers. It's been significantly warming up here with the arrival of summer, and it got me thinking about the Moonfire Fair. What do you hope to see this year, aside from the jumping puzzle tower? Any specific rewards you're hoping are implemented? I'm worried.
I have no desires or expectations for the summer of anything. And give us some slutty gear. I don't.
Give me some slutty gear. Yeah, no, it's gonna be slutty gear and jumping puzzle.
I say that, but like they don't give us slutty gear every year. We got the Power Ranger armor.
Oh yeah, years ago. That's true. That was weird. No, what I like about the Moonfire Fair, it's one of the few events where you can actually earn a lot of gil. like when they have that like fish and chips thing.
Yeah.
I earned so much money on like just harvesting the materials and selling it on the market board. Um,
Mm.
yeah. But I can't think of anything that I really want from Moonfire Fair. I wish they changed up the jumping puzzle. Maybe.
Like
I'm
make it
hoping.
harder?
Yeah.
Because they're not going to make it easier.
They're not. Maybe they can have like different levels. Like so it's like you can have an easy tower and then a difficult tower. So I can stay on the baby tower and just feel
I think-
accomplished being on the baby tower.
I think they think that's just the different levels of the tower.
Yeah, but that's annoying because it's the same structure, so it feels like it's the same.
know.
I need to get to the top.
I've gotten to the
yeah.
top once. I don't care. I
Yeah.
genuinely don't
That's why
care
I feel like they
again.
should change it up. So it's like a different tower now.
Yeah, I know that'll be a new challenge, but I don't want that. Then I have something else I need to do.
Yeah, or at least make it an achievement to get to the tower, top of the tower. Put a lookout
I
point or
agree
something
with that.
there. Yeah, it's
There
very.
should have been, there should have really been something to interact with at the top. Like,
Yeah.
there could have been, shouldn't be an NPC. Yeah, it should be a lookout point.
Yeah. Okay, but also, I'm assuming we're just going to continue this. Are we going to continue the story with the adventure of Mikote and his little sister
Maybe
or whatever?
he's dead.
How to make
Maybe his
2020
friend
worse. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm all right. I don't have a lot of expectations for seasonal events anymore. I'm just happy when they change shit up, and then I'm all right if they don't. It's a seasonal event.
So last year we got an outfit, didn't we? Have we ever had a Moonfire Fair mount?
No, I don't think we have. What would that be?
Maybe they'll give us that Elpster that we used last year, or 2 years, or however many years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah, maybe.
The one that spews out water or whatever. I can't remember exactly what it did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have a faint memory of that. Yeah. Yeah, jet ski. Yeah, like something summary would be like the original mascot for the event, a bomb. Riding a bomb. That would be cool. All right. Thank you, Bay.
I think the most exciting thing about the Moonfire Fair is that it leads directly into the Rising.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, can we risk one more? We will. I'm clicking it. All right. So far, so good.
Either one more will happen, or this will be the last MogMail for the episode.
Yes. All right, here we go. Okay, we're still here. Allison D. Laurentiis. Is this the long one? No. Malboro. Spoilers? I keep thinking back to what we learned. So there you go. Spoiler warning. Back to what we learned from the ancient Asian archives. Supposedly, Elidibus is the source of Zodiark's heart, yet he is here. And this Vena is Hydaelyn's heart. We are hinted to be an Asian, probably Emmett's friend. Do you think that we are one piece of Vena and Elidibus is a piece of the original Elidibus? And would he have other reflections? Maybe the figure in white, Asahi, that is with Sinos. Interesting. We could be... See, this Vena thing. So when we were first introduced to Vena, I thought, wow, that's probably us. But then this language thing with the French happened again, and they're gendered, and it is constant. Like, it doesn't change based on your character.
Yeah.
It is a female, I believe, right?
Yes,
Vena?
you're correct.
Yeah. So that also, but we have to remember, Square Enix knows now that the French client will reveal information. So they might have done it as a red herring. But because at this point,
I just don't think they're Vena. I think I agree with chat that I think we're the neutral party that didn't join either.
That's what I think too. But I just think that the reason in the last time we talked about Vana, we dismissed the theory based on that. But I don't think at this point Square Enix would be this stupid to put like a wild spoiler like that in the game, because the French have fucked up. sorry, France. This would be the third time the French language has spoiled something in the game. So
I also agree with chat that Vanar's gender is irrelevant.
That's also true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. Who's Vana then? Who's Hydaelyn's heart?
I'm still holding on to my theory that Vanar is secretly and somehow ended up being like the only unsundered Amarantine from that faction, and then she's in control of Charlayan. I still like this theory.
Right. So like they don't have a president. They don't have anything in Charlayan. They have
a forum.
They're a forum. But from what I've read in the forum does kind of have like an unofficial leader, like the strong. I believe oh God, what are their names? Alfino and Alice's father was alluded to be a very powerful man in the forum.
Faction member of the forum.
Yeah.
I suspect that there are factions within the forum, and then there are just people that have I guess faction leaders just represent like groups of people within the forum.
Yeah. Now, I need to reiterate about this gender thing. That's the French language that's doing that. This has revealed something before. Now I can't remember why. What was revealed again? Do you remember that when the last French scandal happened with the gendered pronouns for words?
It was the Vieira and the Rothka.
Yes. That was interesting. That was a good time. What was that before then? There was one before that as well, where someone was like, "Yeah, they're talking to you based on your character's gender." I remember that, but that's so long ago. I cannot even remember what it was. Okay, it doesn't matter. Right. This is a theory that we can't really expand upon right now because there's pieces missing. But I like your idea or your theory, Georgi. That would be interesting if that's the case. But I have nothing. Right now. I don't know. We should have been... If the patch cycle had been the way it should have been, we probably would have had a better theory now. Alas, we do not. Okay, well, we've reached the end of the episode. What?
I was just going to say, it's possible we'll just find out about more about Vanar when Y'shtola has done more research by the start of patch 5.3.
Yes. Okay, well, that is... I'm very tempted to click... No, God. I don't know what I just did, but I tried to click a link and I clicked something else as well. Oh yeah, it was one of those stories, Tales from the Shadows. Okay. Anyways, right. That's it. That's the end of the show. I'm sorry, most of it was technical difficulties. I think I've resolved it by simply reinstalling OBS, but I will make sure to test more after this. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to follow at Speakers LXIV, twitch.tv/Speakers of Hydaelyn, youtube.com/Speakers LXIV, exclamation Discord in chat if you want to join our Discord server. If you're watching on demand, links in the description. Send us MogMail, speakerslxiv.com/MogMail. And now, if you're watching live, it's time for the post show. Hopefully, we'll be able to get to it without a major crash. See you then. Goodbye.
Bye.